I believe so. It does. All things do point to that. Dana has said it many times. We haven't signed a contract, but I would really, really hope so.
Dricus Du Plessis reveals he's ready to face Khamzat Chimaev at UFC's International Fight Week, promising to weather the storm and prove he's the true middleweight champion.
If he can last that long, he has to realize every round he's going to come out, I'm still going to be there like I was in the first, ready to kill.
Dricus Du Plessis recently discussed his upcoming plans for a potential title defense against Khamzat Chimaev, revealing his thoughts on the fight and what makes it such an exciting matchup. After successfully defending his UFC middleweight title in a dominant decision victory over Sean Strickland at UFC 312, Du Plessis shared with Ariel Helwani that he expects a showdown with Chimaev to be the next big challenge. Although no official date has been set yet, Du Plessis spoke about the possibility of fighting during UFC's International Fight Week in July, expressing his excitement about the potential to headline such a prestigious event. He mentioned that after his current vacation, he would be ready to discuss specific dates with the UFC, and the thought of headlining International Fight Week once again made him eager to prepare for the challenge ahead.
As of right now, that is the big thing, is taking this vacation. I'm here for the week, and then I'll be ready to make that decision. Get back to the gym and speak to my team, and then ultimately make the decision. Will we be ready for a date like that? Because that would be incredible if that's possible. I mean, International Fight Week's amazing. I've been lucky enough to fight on International Fight Week a couple of times, so to headline it will be something special.
International Fight Week has been a significant event in Du Plessis' UFC career. His breakout victory against Robert Whittaker at UFC 290 took place during the 2023 edition, and even before that, Du Plessis had competed in the event in 2022, where he won against Brad Tavares. These victories were pivotal in raising his profile in the middleweight division, and now, the prospect of facing a rising star like Khamzat Chimaev excites him further. Chimaev, an undefeated fighter with a reputation for brutal strength and explosive finishes, has also defeated Whittaker, submitting the former champion in a dominant fashion last year. Following that fight, the MMA world saw some shocking images of Whittaker's injuries, which included a broken jaw and detached teeth. Chimaev's rapid rise to the top has made him a feared fighter in the division, but Du Plessis isn't intimidated by his opponent's hype. Instead, he sees Chimaev's perceived aura of invincibility as something that he can break.
And I don't believe that. I believe at this level there's any intimidation. I don't believe it.
Du Plessis acknowledged that some fighters may be intimidated by Chimaev's confidence and persona, especially after he dominated Whittaker. However, he pointed out that both Kamaru Usman and Gilbert Burns, who have faced Chimaev in the past, were not intimidated by him. Du Plessis referred to their fights with Chimaev as examples of how top fighters, even in defeat, were able to withstand the pressure and showcase their resilience. He specifically mentioned how Usman, who fought Chimaev on short notice, and Burns, who faced him in a war of attrition, were able to push through his initial onslaughts and show that Chimaev, while impressive, was not unbeatable. Du Plessis made it clear that he does not see Chimaev as the boogeyman some others do, emphasizing that he views him as an opportunity to further cement his own legacy.
But I mean, if you look at the guys that he's fought, obviously the situation with Rob Whittaker was, that was tough. That was, big ups to Khamzat. He is an incredible fighter. He did what he did to Rob. Rob's teeth were already a problem, and that happened. It is what it is. But if you look at a guy like Kamaru Usman, what he did with Khamzat on 10 days' notice, if you look at Gilbert Burns, those guys don't get intimidated by people screaming "I smash" on the microphone of the missing weight. That is not how it works. Guys like Gilbert Burns, Kamaru Usman, and Robert Whittaker don't get intimidated by that. So no, he went in there and he fought. And once again, in those fights, with Gilbert and Usman, we saw him. We saw what those guys were able to do. And those were smaller guys.